Savathun's pets swarm our containment unit.
Guardian down. Hey, babe.
It works.
It works.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So Dylan's on the headset, so he can hear me talking. He could probably hear you talking, but you can't hear him. Because I can only... He's in my ear.
Wait, I hear it.
Wait, you hear the audio through the stream? Oh, you probably hear... Yeah, you hear my audio, not Dylan's, so I didn't tell it to do party audio. Except there's like a probably 10-second delay between what you hear on the phone and what you hear in the stream.
Yeah, this is right. I'm hearing you on the phone first, and then I hear it in the stream.
Yep.
Palms of the witch queen. Protect the contraption.
Yep. I could set this up with Twitch if I want to, so I could become like, a Twitch streamer. That could be my my second job. Or my third job. Oh yeah, well, for, you be on the party comms and you'll be heard in the stream too. Not to stream party comms.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
Because, Dylan sometimes says things that are not quite appropriate.
Yeah, that's fair.
What's that, Dylan? Yeah, somebody's eating your spaghetti. Exactly. And that's why he's not on the stream comms. The event we're doing is called Contact. It's a public event on Destiny where you gotta fight off waves of hive. Those guys that look like big walking rocks. Or sometimes falling, depending on which one it is. And then Dakin, which are ones that look like black shadows, come and try and steal the motes that you're putting in the bank, which is that thing up there that you shot at. Which you'll see in like 10 seconds.
That thing that looks like DNA, kind of.
Yeah, there's this big thing standing in the air. It looks like a little tower, glowing orange.
Oh, I'm seeing it now. Okay.
Yeah. I remember when Maddie used to stream and we'd be on the phone. It would be annoying because I hear her reaction to different things 10 seconds before I saw it. So she'd be like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Meanwhile, in the game, what I see is her like walking through the village. And she's like freaking out like she's about to die. And then 10 seconds later, she'd be attacked by a swarm of zombies. Oh, okay. That's what the oh shit was for. Got it. big giant thing that just stomped me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm using my bow because one of the bounties for the day is to get bow kills. So, trying to get bow kills. Even though the bow is not exactly the best weapon to use for this event. Because they have things called catalysts on exotic weapons. So exotic weapons. And you gotta get a certain number for this bow, you gotta get a certain number of kills with it to get the catalyst. The catalyst gives it like a boost in power. Yeah.
Wow, such different gameplay on YouTube.
Oh yeah. Very, very different beast from Diablo, that's for sure. Dylan says it's a lot of fun. And it is. It's just a different kind of fun. So
This reminds me a lot of the gameplay that I saw when I was in California with Matt Kirsten. He was playing Battlefront.
okay.
I think it's called Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like this, anyone? And the movement stuff, so that all looks the same to me. I tried it and I have a problem discerning. There's so much going on. So
Yeah, there is. You gotta kind of learn to filter it, and it takes some time. What's funny is, you watch me play now on a PlayStation. When you come here, I can play it on the PC, and it's like a different game because the movements and my accuracy is so different. Like when I play on the PlayStation, I tend to use a lot of weapons that don't need to be pinpoint accurate, like the sword that I'm running around chopping things up with. And there's a gun called Jotun, which like fires a fusion rifle. It basically fires like energy grenades. So, you don't need to hit something exactly. But on the PC, I'll use sniper rifles and scout rifles and hand cannons and get headshots from across the screen while jumping in the air.
Yeah, I don't know. I noticed that you have to do the accuracy, but you just have to point in general direction. That's pretty much.
Yeah, consoles have aim assist because they're just not the level of accuracy you have on a PC, and there's no way to get it. Now it's a controller.
Wow. Would you call this guy an ogre?
The really big one?
Yeah. Are you the only one trying to kill him? Because
No. If you look
We
around,
are overwhelmed.
you'll see a whole bunch of people here doing
and
this
we will
public
prepare
event.
ourselves better for the next assault.
The thing with the ogre was you trying to kill him, but at the same time there's those things that were wizards, the ones that are kind of floating in the air that I was attacking a lot of. They're healing the ogre while you're trying to kill him.
oh, okay.
And now I'm doing one of my favorite things, sniping with a bow. You'll see in a few seconds.
And those are instances that you're shooting at, right? Not
Yeah.
those players.
Yeah, the player versus player is only in certain events. So there's Crucible, which is straight up player versus player. And there's Gambit, which is a co-op and competitive. So you have your side of the map, as it were, where you're collecting motes and putting them in a bank like the one we were just doing. But then the other team is doing the same thing to collect a certain number of motes and summon a primeval to kill, and the first one who kills the primeval wins. But there are certain points in the game where you can invade the other team's side and kill their players, which will cause them to lose motes and or heal the primeval depending upon what point they're at. So it's competitive and co-op. Which
is there a when you're streaming this on your stream settings, is there a way to increase the quality?
It's set for 720p. I don't know if it goes up higher than that.
Maybe there's something on my end.
It should be a decent quality. It shouldn't be great, but it shouldn't be horrible.
No, it's just a little bit quick. 720p is what I'm selling. This is really neat.
Let's see. Broadcast. Advanced settings.
Oh, no, it went off to a blue screen.
Yeah, because I'm in a... went into the menus.
Now, streaming, not the side gig activity. It's a killer website, all the possibilities. Social media marketing. I got all that shit covered.
I know. It, you know,
You got pretty cool emotes.
I mean, if you think about it, between the two of us, once we're living together, we could probably do a streaming thing and do pretty decent with it. I mean, you know, we got a shtick too, because we're a couple. And how many couples are there stream?
I've only seen a couple.
So, yeah, Dylan just said he knows of a few also.
Yeah. There's a couple that I watch sometimes. They have two cameras on the left, her camera's all the way on the right, and in the middle they have their cat vent.
Yeah, Dylan said that's who he was going to say, Matt Pat. And I know them also because Marissa watched them.
Tree Chat also, she streams them for Facebook, on Facebook Gaming. They see her very looking to do so. And she's got her husband on there all the time too with her.
I mean, if we wanted to do something like that, we're going to... I'm just trying to think.
Mine's set up for streaming.
Yeah, I haven't set up my PC for streaming at all. I've only done it on the PlayStation just because it was super stupid easy. It's literally you hit the share button and you log into a YouTube account or a Twitch account and that's it. Now, I mean, I know there's all kinds of extra things you can do. You can have the output go to a PC so you can, you know, edit in stuff. Like there's a PlayStation camera that you can get so that then I guess you would have, you know, instead of my icon on the screen, my avatar, which is Ally from Horizon Zero Dawn, I'd probably have my face there instead or whatever's on the PlayStation camera. But I never bought the PlayStation camera because, well, never used it. Yeah. You know, it's the type of thing that we could do just for the hell of it. Make some money doing it. Awesome.
They're on the
if
bank.
not, you know, at least well, if we're going to be gaming together anyway, might as well stream it. Maybe make some money. We have all the, especially if we have all the gear to do it.
Well, that's the thing. If we do it just because it's fun, I think it's good.
Yeah. We do it because it's
The
fun.
minute you start relying on it for money, then it's like...
No. It would be for fun and, hey, we want to do something stupid. We need some money for it, so we'll use the stream money. Like...
Better computers for better gaming.
Better computers, buying a second PlayStation 5 so we can both stream from the PlayStation. Whatever. Yeah, then it's fun because it's like, all right, we make $10, we make $10. We make $100, we make $100. It doesn't really matter. It's not like we're counting on it for anything. We could be like, hey, we want to go with Manny Davis to Atlantic City one day. Well, we use the money we made streaming because we don't care about that money. If we lose it, we lose it. That's the type of thing we'd use any money made for streaming for.
There's a ball floating around that looks like a futuristic Pokemon. So these are the dailies you do when you tell me that you're doing the dailies for Destiny?
This is one of them. This is a seasonal event, so they have 4 seasons a year, and each season has a different seasonal event. The last couple of seasons, the last 3 seasons, the event was the first event in the fall was okay, but the last season people were complaining about it. It wasn't well thought out. The story wasn't done very well. It was really just shit. This season, this event's pretty good, and there's some decent story behind it, which makes sense because they need to next expansion pack in the fall, and the DLCs really advance the storyline of the universe. So this season is setting up the next big story beat. So they apparently put some more effort into the story and stuff this season than they did last. And it really shows between not just the gameplay and the events, but like the dialogue between the NPCs. Like there's without going into ridiculous amounts of details, there's these 2 NPCs, Eris Horn and the Drifter, who are basically heading up the efforts to fight the darkness, which is what we're doing now. And after each one of these events, they have like little commentaries where they talk to each other, and it's fucking hysterical. Like the last one, the Drifter was teasing Eris, saying, the resident hides expert, and she's like, well, I hear that you like to cook them. And he's like, well, yeah, you know what the best part is? The eyes. You cook them just right, those eyeballs will have you seeing colors for days. I was like, great, so,
So wait, the other player I see in the pink robe, is that Dylan?
Dylan is the one called Dark Plasma 7, so I just followed him around a little bit so you would have seen him. Right there in front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, all these other players with names on them, those are just other players.
Okay. So there's Dylan, I see him. Yeah, there was some player that had a pink robe. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. If it was a player wearing a robe, it was someone playing a warlock, because that's what they wear. Titans, each class has like a specific armor piece to them. So hunters are cloaks, warlocks are robes, and Titans are what? Well, yeah, they're bond, but all their armors look like robes. Titans have this thing called a mark, which looks like a kilt almost, or can look like a kilt, depending upon which one it is. It could also just look like a belt with like a strap hanging down from your waist.
So this is not a PvP umbrella. Oh, that looks like a bicycle. Yeah. It's not. Can't shoot your other place, but you're not gonna hurt them, right?
Yes, there's no, you can't hurt players. That's why I'm saying, remember that one video I showed you that was on one of the channels the other night?
Yeah.
Where a guy figured out a hack, basically, where he was driving a vehicle around
Right.
and hurting other players. You're not supposed to be able to do that. And then what I just did is called my super, where I'm throwing these flaming hammers and things.
Yeah, I see that now.
And every class has a different super. You have 3 elements: solar, void, and arc. And then within them you have different supers also.
All these other players, they have the same objective.
Yep.
And it's all just chaos in there, everybody doing their own thing.
You've seen dark times.
Yes and no.
So it feels.
There's
Feeling's
objectives as
got
part of
nothing
it. Like
to do
there were
with
certain things you have to
remember
kill
that.
in certain orders and stuff like that.
It wanes.
But you know, it's funny at the beginning of the
round
season
and round.
when nobody knows how to do these events. It is basically that, just pure chaos. There's everybody running around killing everything. We're several weeks into the season now, so like the first week, I participated in this event like a dozen times, and we never completed it because nobody knew what was going on. You know, now everybody knows what the beats are, what you're supposed to do, what happens when it becomes heroic, which means you get better loots, but also you got to do certain things to make it heroic. So, you know, by now, most of the time you complete the event if you have enough people. Dylan's bragging in my ear that he completed it the first time he did it.
That's why he's standing over there by himself, not doing anything. You're going after this other shit.
No, I'm just going after this other shit right now to try and complete my bow calibration. See, this is your information on all the quests you have and the bounties. So, the left side here are the quests, the right side of the bounties. Oh, I completed the bow calibration. Okay. So, we gotta do this quest, is what we're working on, called Growth. It's to get a special rifle.
Oh, okay.
And this is the seasonal levels. So as you rank up for the season, there's 100 levels and you get rewards. The top row is what the people free to play get. The bottom row is if you buy the season pass, which is $10, you get these rewards. So, and it goes up to 100. This is the emote you get at level 99. And that's my character. So you see that thing that looks almost like a kilt that she's wearing?
Yeah.
That's the Titan mark. So.
You made a mess.
So that's what my character looks like. And here's all my weapons.
God, there's so much.
Yeah, and the thing is the numbers on them represent how powerful they are. So I haven't reached max power level yet for this season. So I'm constantly getting things that are higher power level and have to infuse and upgrade. So I just made my arms a little stronger. My helm's at 1025, so I got nothing to make that stronger with. And then you can actually go into each item and you can change the appearance. So I can make this helm look like any one of these ornaments. So I can make it look like this one, this one, this is the one that's the one I was using for the longest time. And the color scheme that I like is the New Age Black Armory, which is all black and red. So.
Oh, that looks better, yeah.
Yeah. This weapon is called the Jotun. They call it the Golden Toaster because it looks like a toaster. And I don't have the cosmetics that makes it gold yet. So, and what's...
Is that something earn or find or what? Cosmetics, is that something you find or you earn?
It's... The skin, I think, is just something you find. Some of them you just find, some of them you actually earn by doing certain things. Some of them sometimes you can buy it from the shop, which is annoying as hell because before Destiny was free to play, you didn't really have to buy much from the shop. Once it went free to play, all of a sudden there was a lot more stuff that was in the store that you actually had to pay for. So right now you should be seeing the store, or momentarily. So, alright, so there are things here that are ghost shells. So all the stuff is just cosmetic. But you see where it says it costs 500?
Okay.
And I kind of refuse to pay real money. Now, there's this currency in the game called Bright Dust, which you can buy things with.
Anyone from the reef
That's what this page
do not
is.
talk to them.
But it's not by this weapon ornament for the Deathbringer rocket launcher. Yeah, we never got that one, right?
Next time we set up the secret
So
base
that's
on a
what the
dry
ornament
planet.
looks like, which is actually pretty.
Wow.
Next chance you get,
Yeah,
run a search
this
through food files
is
on a warlock named Toland. And send the output
gauntlets
to my
ornament,
station.
so I could make any gauntlet I earn look like this if I buy that ornament. Here's an emote, a ship, shell,
Come on,
shaders,
Guardian.
which I don't
Look
ever
alive.
buy, and these are consumables that can help you in the game. You know what? I think I'm going to buy that Peacebreaker ornament because that's a pretty cool looking ornament. And I have plenty of Bright Dust.
Priorities are power systems, life supports, weapon systems,
So.
in that order.
Yep.
Salvage what you can and move on.
So, and then I can go into here and go into my inventory, go into modifications and unlock it. So now
Report.
it'll be there. And these are... Oh, look. I got a weapon ornament for Recluse. And these are other engrams that I have to go back to the tower to open. That I've earned for doing events. The tower is like the lobby, like the public library where everybody goes to meet up. So... But, I mean, the visuals are great. It's a beautiful game. So this is a base on Titan, which is a moon of Saturn, which you can shortly see me looking at in the night sky. And this is another player who calls himself Unicorn Gems.
Our foes are infested with darkness. Take it from
And
them.
Dylan just started another contact event. Let me change my weapons. No. No. Yeah, I'll try that one. I haven't tried that one. Going to side on. Yeah. Alright, so now I picked up one of these transmutation spheres. What do I do with it? Oh, cool. See, the weapon we're trying to get generates that little purple sphere that you just saw me pick up. And then you can use it like a, I guess a grenade, almost. You pick it up, and you slam it. It's kind of cool. That's the exotic weapon that we're doing all this to try and get to.
Arms of the witch queen protects the contraption.
Guardian down.
Yeah, pretty much. So. Okay. What was that?
Is there any time limitation on this event?
No, this event, this contact event there's 2 locations on Titan, and there's locations on other planets where you can set it off. Right now it's only Titan and Io. And you set them off every like 10 minutes or something like that. So you can basically keep doing it over and over again to farm loot. It's kind of like the equivalent of doing a rift over and over again. This weapon I'm using now is Jotun, the one I call the Golden Toaster, because that's what it does. It's called a fusion rifle. So it basically shoots balls of energy that explode like grenades on contact. Other fusion rifles shoot like beams, like almost like a laser beam. Yeah, I mean, this is, like I said, it's equivalent of us doing rift farming. Doing this over and over again. That's why usually what I do is I tell Dylan, you know, we're going to do this so many times and then all night, because otherwise we would literally be playing all night. You could. Just like you could play Diablo all night.
Destroy them, Guardian.
So now the bank is under attack by Taken. Now, you'll see some of the bad guys have these colored shields around them. Those colors match up with the different elements. Red for solar, orange for solar, purple for void, and blue for arc. If you hit them with an energy weapon of the same type, so Jotun is a solar weapon, not surprisingly. It basically causes the shield to like explode like in a feedback loop, causing damage to the guy you were shooting at and any bad guys who happen to be standing next to them, which is always a nice bonus.
Guardian down.
I see him. Thankfully, Destiny does not have a hardcore mode. It's just not... No, it's just not the type of game for that. I mean, there are some PvP modes that you only have one life, and if you die, your team has to resurrect you, so you don't just respawn.
Yeah.
So I mean, there are definitely some, as people tend to call it, sweaty palm modes. but the basic game is not that. It is, as Dylan likes to say, load the gun and have some fun.
She has found us. Drons the coalescing darkness. Stand back!
Guardian down.
Except this one doesn't go down as easy as the other. These things, in this event, these things are like fighting an outfield. Pain in the ass. Because there are things, because there are other things that are healing them as you're trying to kill them. And then you see the ones that have like these little green colors around them. They're being shielded by other monsters. And you can't damage them while they're shielded, so you gotta figure out, okay, who's casting the shield on them, and then kill them first. I don't know, because whatever you're seeing happened 10 seconds ago, and I don't remember what it was.
I saw your body go flying across the street.
Yeah. Oh, when I died, okay. Yeah, that was the ogre sending me for a ride.
Yeah.
That's okay, we finished a mission before, and we're standing there talking to Eris Morn, and Zavala, one of the other NPCs, shows up to talk to you. I happen to be standing in the spot where he spawns, so I got instantly killed when he spawned and sent flying across the map. That was a cutscene, basically. I got killed and thrown across the map. It was freaking hysterical. It was like Zavala just came in and said, "No, no, no, get out of my way. That's my spot."
There's no point continuing this attempt. Regroup. There's more battles to come.
Alright. So, where do we want to go, Dylan? Where do we want to show Ginger? Want to show her the tower? And then we'll call it a night?
And the tower is where you have to go to change your, or unlock stuff, right?
Yep, those engrams. That's where the bank, your bank is. It's where basically, it's basically town.
Right, okay. And every planet or beast has one.
No, the tower is one, so if you look here, these are all the planets. So here's Earth. The tower is actually on Earth. But there's Mars,
okay.
Mercury, Io, Titan, the Moon, Nessus, the Tangled Shore, which is out in the asteroid belt, and the Dreaming City, which is in the Tangled Shore. And then Crucible, Gambit, and Vanguard strikes are different things you can do. So Crucible's the PvP, Gambit. Well, yeah, but they're not on this map. Um, so, and then if you go to a planet, um, there's this blue shield is a strike that you can do. If you want to do a specific strike, you can do that, or you go through the Vanguard thing and do strikes. This reddish shield is a forge, which is part of the Black Armory. The farm is a smaller version of the tower, basically. Scourge of the Past is a dungeon or raid. Lake of Shadows is another strike. So, and then the roster shows you all your friends and if they're playing, who is in the area you are. So we're going to the tower, so all these other players are going to be on the tower. And this is our clan. I showed you everything else, so seasons. And here we are. Yeah, it is a lot, but I've been playing the game for 3 years, so to me it's all like, yeah, whatever.
Checking.
So, anytime you leave loot on a planet, you'll find it here.
Done.
At the Postmaster. It's quite amazing how the Postmaster goes out there and collects all the stuff you leave behind.
All done.
Yeah, WoW does that too.
Yeah. This is Master Raoul. If you get a Prime Engram, he can decrypt it. Or Legendary Engram. So, I got this one. And this one. So I got something that's... So I got two pretty powerful things there. One is a Titan Mark, which I think is more powerful than the one I have. So what I'll do is I'll go in here.
Very curious to see what you've got for me.
And I'll infuse it to make it more powerful. Now I got boots that are 1025. The ones I'm wearing are 1021, so I'll go... And you have to buy materials, those upgrade modules, to do this.
Okay.
And the armor that has the gold means that it's masterworked, which means I spent a lot of fucking resources to
We live in dangerous
upgrade it.
times, Guardian.
And the annoying thing is that they're sunsetting armor and weapons, so like if you look at the helms, you see it says current power 1025, power limit 1360, seasonal power cap 1060. That means this season I can bring this up to 1060. The most it's ever going to go is 1360. Now, if you look at this helm here, this is an older one, it'll only ever go to 1060. So after this season, it's going to be useless. And I spent a lot of resources upgrading it, so it's kind of annoying. But their argument there is that, you know, they can only have so many different things. The problem I have is that there's they're going to be reissuing some older weapons. So for example, there is a rocket launcher called Bad Omens. Alright, it's being sunset. But you can get a new version of it that has the higher power cap. Well, why can't I take this old version here that I masterworked, which has a cap of 1060, but if I get a new one, the cap is 1360. It's the same exact weapon.
I must admit, Guardian, I'm very curious.
Yeah.
To see what you've got.
Unsalvageable. What a mess.
Banshee is the gunsmith, so he gives you daily bounties, but also he's where you buy the upgrade modules.
Not bad. Good eye.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that in a minute.
Checking, checking, checking.
So,
Thank you.
now, Tess Everest,
Step on up. Take a look.
if you listen to her voice, it might sound familiar. That is Claudia Black, who is the voice of Sidea in Diablo.
Legion hit us.
I don't hear any lights, it's just black.
Oh. Well, and then there's another character, Ikora Ray, who I'm going to go and talk to, just so you can hear her voice.
I can't hear you.
What news from the moon?
I hear your voice. That's it.
Oh, you don't hear the NPCs talking to me?
We have to get inside that pyramid, no matter what danger awaits us.
Oh, there it is. Kind of like
Okay, I'll take 10%.
Just stick close.
So Ikora Ray is voiced by Gina Torres, who you will also know as Zoe from Firefly.
So, Ikora Ray, voiced by Cat Torres. You also know as Zoe
You just never quit, do
from
you?
Firefly.
Took out Gaul, woke up the Traveler, and now half of what I hear...
Never quit.
See you soon.
Now, that's what I hear.
Everything costs more ever since the tower fell. Does the vertigo ever go away?
And now I'm hearing things echo because I'm hearing what's being said through the PlayStation and what I'm saying to you, and it's echoing back. Alright. So now I can focus some of my engrams so that when I cash them in, there's a chance of getting specific things. I don't know which ones I want. You see, some people go crazy with these, trying to get god rolls on their weapons and stuff, and I'm like, I don't have the time for that shit. Just give me stuff. I don't have the ones, I can't do this yet. Alright, I got like 5 engrams to, you know, I'm not even gonna bother focusing them. I'll just take whatever it gives me. So the Umbral engrams you put in here and you get stuff for them. I got a Kylos G, last edition pulse rifle, and hold fast gauntlets. And most of that went to my postmaster because I'm full.
Hurry back. Gambit.
So it's also a consistent thing.
And the thing is the vault holds 500 items, and I've got like 490 in it.
Wow.
Because I've been holding on to things, you know, that were good rolls for certain weapons, and meanwhile, I mean, it's like your stash in Diablo. You collect everything, and then one day you actually have to spend a whole day going through it and deleting shit.
Yeah.
And it's basically the same thing I got to do here. And now that they're sunsetting things, all the old shit that I've been holding on to in case I'm going to use it one day is going to get deleted and sharded for materials. Literally exact same thing you do in Diablo and a dozen other games like this.
Yeah.
I just want to see what power level some of those things were. Because some of them should have been pretty high. Yeah, 1026 on the hollow words, 1026 on the interference. Alright.
All done, all done.
Alright, buddy. We're gonna call it a night, alright? So,
Eververse isn't just a title.
let's see.
It's a family philosophy.
Good night, Dylan.
Always enough.
Hi, Dylan.
Ginger says good night. He says good night.